We're going to do range of motion on the wrist. So the first thing we do with range of motion on the wrist is knock, knock, knock. Hello, my name is Jimmy. I'm here to perform range of motion on your wrist. Are you Mrs. Smith? You are. Wonderful. Let's wash our hands and provide for privacy. I will raise the bed up, or the rails to raise the bed. And remember, like always, if anytime we cause any kind of pain for them, we must stop and make sure we report it. And you know, let me say something while we're doing this. When we come in to identify ourselves, always identify the patient before you tell them what we're going to do. Like I kind of did it backwards on this one. I like to say, are you Mrs. Smith? And once you identify that's who it is, then you tell them what you're going to do. Just because, I don't know why, it's just me. So I'm going to take the wrist, lower the side down. Actually, I'm going to raise this up again, and let's go a little higher, okay? And now I'll lower it. So now I have the wrist here, and we are going to grab the wrist like this and go flexion, which is in a downward position, extension, which is straight, and hyperextension, which is back, okay? Then we will do radial flexion, which the thumb goes in, and ulnar flexion, which the pinky goes out, okay? We will do this 5 to 6 times. Flexion, extension, hyperextension, radial flexion, ulnar flexion. 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 I don't know how many it was. Let's do one more. How about that? Flexion, extension, hyperextension, radial flexion, ulnar flexion. I think it was 5. You have to do it at least 5 or 6 times. I'll raise my rail up. Come to this side, lower the rail. And just verbalize, I would do the exact same thing on this side that I did on the other arm. Again, that's the good thing about these skills. You only have to do it on one side. Raise my rail. Lower the bed. My rails are up now. Get her into the lowest position the bed will go. Lower the rails. Give her a call light, make sure she's good and safe. Like that. Give her a call light, wash my hands, and report and record.